What happens when you take 13 of Saskatchewan's best and most creative chefs, along with a room full of local celebrities from the worlds of arts, politics, and entertainment, and introduce them to 17 dedicated organic farmers and the exceptional products they produce. Where you might just get yourself an invitation to dining with the stars.
My name is Edie Marshall. I'm a visual artist, a painter. I paint contemporary landscapes. I also work at the Art Gallery of Regina as a program coordinator. I spent most of my life, adult life, on the farm. We were on the farm for 35 years as farmers, and spent a great deal of time very close to our food, very close to nature, growing huge gardens. I was very much into organic farming or gardening. I didn't even like powdering cabbages, so I didn't do that. I would always use any sort of natural way of, organic way of dealing with my garden. Just everything tasted so much better. And I love to try new things. I love to try things on the menu that I haven't tried before. I love to ask questions about what some of the things are because I often don't know.
When I graduated high school from Victoria, BC, I moved to Banff, and the easiest job to get anywhere in the world is washing dishes. So I washed dishes for, I'd say, 4 months, paying attention to what everyone was doing around me and picking up what I needed to learn. My wife wanted to move back home from Victoria to Regina, Saskatchewan for a summer, and that was 5 years ago. I come from a place where people are all about the 100-mile diet in Victoria, but Saskatchewan's pretty big, so you have to broaden your horizons further than 100 miles. But I think it's great, man. I've met some of the best people through my suppliers. I've had some of the best produce I've ever tasted. Coming to Saskatchewan, like, you wouldn't think, man, I could get lettuce here. Man, I could get herbs in the middle of winter here. Local fish that's pretty good. All kinds of local meat. And working with the people I work with, they're willing to try new things for you. So every year we sit down at the beginning of the season. I give them a list of what I want them to try and grow, and they say whether they can do it or not. I love using organic. I love using local. Usually it starts, I'll just write down random words and ideas.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually it evolves from scribbles.
Chicken legs, innards, apple, oh. Okay.
And then I'll take it one step further.
That's how I work as an artist
go
too.
to that.
Yeah. So, this is interesting. So it's just like how an artist works.
Yep.
We just start with a little sketch almost and kind of put ideas down and then what works together. And so do you think visually when you
yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
When I get to that point,
yeah,
I'll start thinking about what I want it to look like.
yeah. But first you would probably think of what
First I think with my stomach.
your stomach, yeah, what tastes good together.
What I want to eat.
Okay, so then it goes to this.
And then when it gets to the final actually printed process, that's when I start getting more visual.
Oh yeah.
Then usually day of, you'll see like on the sides there'll be a drawing of what I think the plate should look like, so the people working with me know what I expect it to look
really?
like.
Oh, fantastic. So it's just an art production from
Pretty
the
much.
beginning, yeah.
First thing you eat with is your eyes, so
Yeah.
it's
And
gotta
then what
look
tastes
good.
Yeah. How true. How true.
So what about food concerns or allergies or anything?
Nothing. I'll try anything. You know, when we travel, I try anything. I love good food, no matter what it really is, as long as it tastes good. And I just have full confidence that this will all be good.
So yeah, the first course, what I'm thinking is I got some pork belly donated from Clear Creek Organics.
Okay.
So we do a apple pressed crispy pork belly here already, and you basically cook it for 2.5 hours on top of apples and onions.
Oh.
And then you take it out and you press it in your fridge for 9 hours.
How do you press
Something
it?
really heavy.
Oh, okay.
Just another, you take it out and you put it in a different container, and then
Yeah.
you put another container on top.
Oh, really?
And then it goes from that big to that big.
Wow.
Just compresses all the flavor.
And does the apple flavor come through there?
Oh, yeah.
It must come through, right? Yeah.
We have a lot of staff members that spend the rest of the day dipping bread in all the liquid left over.
Oh, really?
Then with that, I have some nice beluga lentils from Old Fashioned Foods and some prairie cherries from Dean at Over the Hill Orchards. And Over the Hills in Lumsden.
In Lumsden?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to basically do a small little 2-biter first course. And from there, we're going to move on to a pasta course.
Okay.
We were going to make our own pasta,
Oh.
but we don't have a supplier for organic eggs. So I'm just getting the guy who gives us our organic flour to make us
Okay.
pasta. Then we got some lamb shoulder donated, so we'll slow braise that.
Okay.
You
So that's
do
a
a
tougher
ragu.
cut, is it? A
Yep.
lamb shoulder?
That's why you have to braise it
Yeah.
or grind it.
That's one thing I've never cooked very much is lamb.
It's good. Some of the tougher cuts are the best flavor.
Oh, it's all right.
Yep. As long as you cook them properly.
Okay.
And then from there, we're going to go on to Moroccan spice roasted chicken leg. Then we have some wild rice donated. And then again, we're going to do a spicy strawberry salsa just to complement the Moroccan spices.
Ooh.
Just a organic beef prime rib donated by Clear Creek. And then
Coffee crusted. Well, that's interesting.
and anise, so you get a lot of
Yeah.
black licorice flavor in there too.
Wow.
Then we got some nice 2 different kinds of sugar beets donated from 2 different people. So we're gonna glaze those with honey mustard. Then we're doing a Saskatoon demi-glace, which is a nice, rich, thick meat reduction. Then for dessert, we're trying to do a apple sage tart. So we'll make our own tart dough here using organic flour and organic butter.
And this is all local.
Yep. It's all, I'd say 90%, 95% of it's all certified organic.
Yeah.
And then whatever's not certified organic is usually organic and definitely local.
Yeah. And for me, that's all that's important. I don't really worry if it's certified or not when I eat, but I do love to eat organic.
Yeah, a lot of our
Locally
suppliers for the restaurant, we use all local stuff,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are organic but not certified.
Yeah. I'm just learning where we as consumers can find good organic supplies.
It's amazing what you can find
Yeah, when you start
in
searching.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah,
You don't think that certain things would grow locally, but
but they do.
if you can even ask someone to grow it for you and they'll do it.
Yeah. I don't know, this looks wonderful. I'm really looking forward to it.
This side so that, because I know that you're talking a lot, but we probably aren't.
For this one, we have a Moroccan spiced slow roasted chicken sitting on top of a wild rice pilaf with a brown butter braised kale and a spicy strawberry salsa. And then on the bottom, you have a parsnip puree.
Wildflower Organics, which did they bring? Once again, Clear Creek Organics with our chicken. It's incredible to be able to have organic chicken in the province. It hasn't always been so. And I'm really pleased with the relationships that Jean has been able to make with some certified organic chicken producers. The wild rice pilaf, actually, wild rice isn't really a rice, it's a grass. And it's from Reese's Canadian Lake Wild Rice from L'Orange. Over the Hill Orchards again, those strawberries that I mentioned in the little eaves troughs, that's what we have. And Wildflower Organics is a young couple, Warren and Jamie Newman, from way down in the south again, close to Alameda. And they grow certified organic vegetables and free-range or pasture pork and chicken down there, and they sell it all locally.
We're Warren and Jamie Newman. We are operators of Wildflower Organics, Southeast Saskatchewan, near Carlisle. So we met in New Zealand. We were both participants on an agriculture exchange program, and I was working on the South Island and she was working on the North Island, and we just happened to be at a get-together between the workers from the both islands, and that's where we met. We've been farming organically now for about 6 years. We've been at our present location for 4 years.
We grow a little bit of everything. Your basic potatoes, peas, carrots, beets, beans, zucchini, tomatoes, lettuce, onions, pumpkins, squash. Pretty much everything that can grow in our climate is what we grow.
Initially, we wanted to become farmers, and we wanted to make money on a small acreage of land. We knew grain and cattle farming, but that was really hard to do on a small acreage and make money at it. So we decided to get into organic vegetables.
We do have a greenhouse to help extend some of our crops, such as the tomatoes, eggplants, peppers. Whatever we can grow, we try to do it.
We originally started because we wanted to become farmers, and we wanted to make money on a small acreage because it was too expensive to start up with large machinery, to buy a bunch of cattle, things like that. That was too expensive. So we got into organics to make money on a small acreage, and the more we researched it, the more we got into it, the more our reasons shifted from economic to ethical reasons and environmental reasons. So we firmly believe in what we're doing. It's more than just about economics now. It's environmental and ethical, moral. We have a CSA program, Community Shared Agriculture. So we offer our customers a share of our garden. They get 15 weeks of vegetables approximately a year, and they just get a weekly hamper of what's in season. We have 13 customers, so it's not very big. I know cities and out east in Ontario, you can name your price, name your number of shares, and you can sell out. It's not that way here. We also do sell some bulk to just whoever wants it. Well, if you wanted to be a CSA shareholder, you would just contact us before the season, and you would sign a contract, and that's about it. You would be a member of our share program. Otherwise, if you just wanted bulk vegetables, just contact us and we can sell to you. We're not exclusively vegetable growers. The vegetables are the only part of our organic operation, but we also raise free-range meat and eggs. So we have free-range pigs. We don't say free-range, we say pasture-raised pigs and pasture-raised poultry, turkeys, chickens, and geese, and also some laying hens for a few eggs. Our poultry is all marketed locally. We sell every bird that we have to neighbors. We market our pork all locally as well. We do offer a pork CSA program, very much the same as the vegetable CSA. People pay a membership and they get monthly hampers of just a selection of pork cuts.
Well, we decided to get into the meat, into chickens and pigs, because they're easy to handle at the start. And you need to have animals to balance out the farm. You need to have the animals to eat the grass, to fertilize the ground, to eat the bugs, to just keep the whole cycle going. Well, here the animals are allowed to do what their natural habits are. The pigs are allowed to roam the grass and dig up the grass and roots and look for bugs, and the chickens and the hens can scratch in the leaves and eat the bugs, and everything's out in the sunshine and the fresh air, and they're able to just walk around wherever they can. They're not confined to a small space. It makes them happy, it makes us happy, and it just makes the meat taste better.
For us, being organic vegetable producers, the biggest challenge is just marketing in rural Saskatchewan. We still are in an area where there's a bit of a stigma attached to organic. It's too expensive, it's not worth the price. I've eaten non-organic my whole life and I'm still alive, that sort of thing. But yeah, so marketing for vegetables is our biggest challenge.
Our biggest opportunity in the next few years will be finding a new market. We'll be expanding into like a wider market, into new people, trying to open up people's minds as to what we're doing as being the right thing, like eating local food that's grown in a humane way, and knowing that your food isn't being shipped from 1,000 kilometers away. And like, you know that everything here is picked when it's ripe and it's not full of chemicals, and that the taste is at its best.
Success for us is, first and foremost, I guess, being able to make a living off our farm. We don't want to work off the farm.
But it's also happiness. It's making sure that we're a happy family and that we're not struggling to make ends meet, but also realizing that we don't need everything. We don't need what the neighbor has, and we're doing what makes us happy inside.
Also, I guess the second definition of success for us would be to leave this land in better shape than we found it.
Working long hours doesn't make you happy, and seeing animals not treated fairly isn't going to make you happy, and having lots of money doesn't make you happy either. So you just have to find the balance in all that. We have a website. It's at www.wildflowerorganics.ca, and on that there is a list of everything that our farm profiles, and is also an email address where we can be reached.
We have an 11-month-old daughter, Ella. We hope that she grows up in a chemical-free environment. We hope that she understands and appreciates nature. And like us, we want her to treat the land with respect and to leave it in a better spot than what she found it.
Organic production, the plants aren't pushed as hard. You don't get as much yield typically, and so you've got more natural flavor. And I think that's the first thing to think of, and of course along with that you've got more natural nutrition as well. You can probably look at the way chickens are grown in mass factories and fed, very almost force-fed, and those chickens, there's hardly any flavor, there's less nutrition just because of that. So I guess that's how I would look at it.
Well, it doesn't matter whether you're a large-scale farmer or a small-scale local producer or an organic producer. We're all consumers, each and every one of us, and so we all have to be concerned about where our food comes from. So if we're going to produce it, no matter how we produce it, it's important for us to know how it's processed and how it's consumed and where, and what the returns are back to the farm.
Being married to Brian and having the experience coming and staying with his parents a few times, it's opened my eyes tremendously, because I've never sort of experienced fresh food out of the garden. It's just not how I grew up, and it's been such a huge treat. And so because I've had those experiences, I'm never really surprised. We go there and no matter what time of year it is, there's fresh food that they've grown. And so yeah, I guess I haven't really been too surprised. It's probably fresher than we get back in Vancouver.
Yeah, I think the idea of the 100-mile diet and the idea of eating food that's locally grown, and that idea of sustainability in the culture and supporting your local producers is something that you don't think about as we kind of move here in the 21st century. For the most part, you go to the grocery store right now, you think, well, I want a banana, so I'm going to get a banana, even though you don't have a banana that's grown nearby. But you don't think, what can I get that is grown here that will provide that same need for me, will provide those same nutrients. Well, this type of event I like because it kind of raises awareness and looking at food from a gourmet sense, and a gourmet sensibility, taking local products and really dressing them up in a way that you may not have thought of before. It's kind of like our own private episode of Top Chef or Iron Chef Organic. It's great to allow these chefs who have such passion in what they do in creating the food, and to include the producers who have so much passion involved in the production of it, and bring them together and create something that's really interesting, unique, and delicious. It's been great, and love it. But yeah, the idea of thinking in Saskatchewan right now, you're thinking, well, what am I going to eat? And it's a little cold outside, so you're not thinking fresh food, that's for sure. So you think it's got to come from somewhere. But the more that we think and focus on local foods, I think it just can do nothing but help to make us healthier and help to make our local economy healthier as well.
Made way too much food, just like every other time. If you got lots of sauce left over, don't be scared to go back.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave them. I'm gonna get these going. Chives. Everybody gets this?
Yep.
Okay.
That was a big messy one. All right, folks, so this is your last course before dessert. This is a coffee and cardamom crusted prime rib with our garlic whipped potatoes. And you have 2 colors of honey mustard crusted beets. And then we made a Saskatoon demi using the trim from the prime rib and some local Saskatoons. Enjoy.
He asked the question, what our connection was with organic growers. And I said, in the past, there was no connection at all, but the connection's getting closer and closer and closer. And it's not just about organics, it's about natural grown foods and locally grown foods. Because there's a lot of producers in our province and in our country that are all family farms, and it's all about sourcing our food locally. And I think we've got to get very quickly on that direction to support our local producers and buy and prepare and consume the food that our local producers provide for us.
I'm trying to remember what I put on there. No, because I changed it. Yeah, so what you have here is a sweet apple tartlet. So we made some pie shell dough with or some organic flour. Bob at RJ Milling donated to us. And then we have some reduced liqueur apples that we got from Over the Hill Orchards. And then what better to go with apples than some more pig. So you have a candied bacon semifreddo, which is a half-frozen ice cream stuffed full of candied bacon. Then you have a carrot vanilla puree and a sweet toasted mustard seed tuile. Enjoy.
I would have to say that my favorite part of the meal has been the social aspect of the meal. You know, food was the source of community. You work together with your community for survival, and you would travel out to collect the food. You would, as a community, teach each other how to process the food. There were tricks to it. And then you would meet as a community to eat the food. And it wasn't a single individual producing a township of wheat, putting it on a boxcar and sending it away. And this experience and this experience with my wife and my family of getting into horticulture and growing organic produce on a small scale has really brought that sense of community. And this particular event feels a lot like community to me, so that's my favorite part.
It seems to me that when people gathered around food and cooking food and eating food, that is the basis for culture. And when I found that out, it was a great eye-opener for me. I thought, oh, wow. And as you follow that thought through all of its ramifications, it just takes you places. So to me, community and food, yeah, they go together. And the way we are living on the land is community, and it's a huge community because it goes all the way down, not only with the diversity of plants around us and the wild animals that are around us and our domestic animals that are around us, but right down into the soil and the multitude of organisms that live in the soil that we somehow need to befriend. We need to be tamed by them so that we can work with them towards this ultimate goal of wholesome food that's good for people and good for the environment.
Nobody heeded my stern warning that they were eating too much, and now I see they're all paying the price for it, but it's a price worth paying. This food is fabulous, and I've enjoyed. I wish we'd gone to every one.
Had anything else you wanted to say? I hope it wasn't too hard or onerous tonight.
Oh, no. Oh yeah, it was really tough. No, it was a very amazing experience, and a very friendly group of people to dine with. Food was great, and I want to thank you and Aj and Brenda for putting all this together. Good job, good job. I think to make an awareness of our food sources and good food sources is a good beginning to what you're doing. It's wonderful. Thank you, and thanks for having me.
The masters of the evening, the stars. You guys have been working incredibly hard, and it didn't go unappreciated or unnoticed. We really appreciate it, and I hope you've had as much fun as we have. Always. But it's good. I want to offer to you a certificate of appreciation. It's awarded to the Willow on Wascana and Chef Tim Davies in particular in appreciation of your participation in Dine with the Star and in furthering the cause of local and organic food awareness. The Saskatchewan Organic Directorate has gifted you with a 1-year complimentary membership to SOD, to the Saskatchewan Organic Directorate. So with everything that goes with that, and thank you very much. It's been great, and we'll know where to come again when we want some of those fancy things that you guys put together.